18 in this, 2 groups of 9. Hello again from Will Downing. Going in this, we'll start off with Brad Heinrichs of the United States. But across the entire field, we've got 8 who have won major championship medals in their career.
Brad Heinrichs.
Representante de Estados Unidos, Brad Heinrichs.
So Brad Heinrichs to get us up and running for the United States, his first major championship from Napoleon, Ohio. And was a wrestler in high school with Mercy College. So he's going to kick off with 105. And in this opening round of Group B, they go up to 140. Group A aiming for 178. So 105 for Brad Heinrichs to get us going in this competition. That was a solid start and a good one. 105, clean bill of health, and that is the lead for the United States. First attempt at the competition is a good one. Straightforward for Brad Heinrichs.
The bar is loaded to 110 kilograms for first attempt from Japan.
Takashi Kato.
Representante de Japón.
So Takashi Kato from Japan. First major championship. He lives in Toyota. That's the city, not the car. Former para-athlete as well, coached by Yasuhiro Fukuda at club level and national competitions. .110 being aimed for in this opening round by Takashi Kato.
Start.
Push through. It'll be a split call though. 2-1 against. Some more to aim for. This 54 kg weight division. So Kato denied at 110 then. But not that far away.
Jean Elvis Yapo.
Jean Elvis Yapo from Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, 110 his target as well in the opening round.
Vedaste, Niyonzima.
So Yapo at 110. First major championship based in Abidjan, l'Europa.
peux. Ne te presse pas quand tu peux. Respire à fond quand tu sens la chose. Start.
So Jean Elvis Yapo for 110
Black.
for Côte d'Ivoire. And again, it's going to be a split winners, 2-1 against.
Loaders, please load the bar to 115 kilos, red flag 16.
They're rubber valve, basically. French weighing scales. We'll just have to distribute that. A little bit more level next time.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 115 kilograms for first attempt from Rwanda.
Vedaste, Niyonzima.
So now, first major championship from Rwanda for Vedaste Niyonzima. They compete at the All-African Games in Brazzaville in the Republic of Congo 2 years ago, but on a global basis, it's a big debut.
We prepare Egidijus Valciukas.
So 115 for Niyonzima, with the two previous attempts unsuccessful for Kato and Yapo.
Start. Up. Black.
Well, very little difficulty for him. To be clean, it is. 2 out of 3. So Vedaste Niyonzima of Rwanda out in
Loaders,
front.
please load the bar to 115
Solid lift, 115,
kilos,
and he takes the early advantage.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 116 kilograms for the first attempt from Lithuania.
Egidijus, Valciukas.
Representante de Lituania, Egidijus Valciukas.
So now for Lithuania, Egidijus Valciukas, world junior champion from this week. 4th in the World Cup in Ego. Holds the world record, junior world record for the bench press. Competed in the World Junior Para-Athletics Championships in Switzerland in Knoxville during the summer, during the European summer.
Up.
116 for Valciukas.
Up. Black.
No
And
lift.
it's 2-1 against.
Loaders, please load the bar to 113 kilos, red flag
So
12.
Valciukas now denied. Lifted 112 but not 118 through those World Championships, and it's 116 there that he misses out on. Tentative one, even he felt that.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to
Large
100
Japanese team, and we're
kilograms
going to
for
see
first
the
attempt
next of
from
those
Japan.
coming now.
Nishizaki Tetsuo.
Representante de Japón.
For Japan,
Nishizaki
Tetsuo
Tetsuo.
Nishizaki. No mark in the Paralympics in Rio. 15th in the last World Championships in Dubai. The Asian Games in the same year, 2014, finished in 6th place in June. Competed as a para-athlete in marathons. Former able-bodied wrestler. Now an office worker in Osaka, sitting on stage the World Athletics Championships in 2007. So 130 for Nishizaki. This would be a lead of 15. Only 2 successful lifts of the 5 that we've seen so far.
Start.
Again, quite straightforward, very clear cut, 3 out of 3. So Nishizaki with a strong advantage of 15.
Load the bar to 155 kilos, red flag 6.
Good and clean. 130. Then Niyonzima with 115. Heinrichs 105, the top 3 so far.
First attempt from Turkey.
Serkan Çakmaz.
Representante de
Serkan
Turquía,
Çakmaz of
Serkan
Turkey is next,
Çakmaz.
135 his target. His first major championship as well. So then Talia, coach Semi Ceylan.
We prepare Maria France.
This will be the lead by 5. 21-year-old.
Start. Start. Track.
Straight up and clean.
Good.
And that puts him in front.
Lead.
All 3 happy with what they've seen again.
Loaders, please load the bar to
135 for Serkan Çakmaz.
13.
Very, very straightforward.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 155 kilograms for first attempt from Brazil.
João Maria Franca.
Representante de
So
Brasil,
Maria
João
França from
Maria
Brazil,
Franca.
135 being targeted by him.
We prepare Constantine.
Silver in the Ego World Cup in Hungary. Again, he's up in the northeast of Brazil in Natal. His wife's a para swimmer, Maria Clementino.
Starts.
135.
Back.
And that will be the lead. Matches second Shakmaz does Joe Maria Franza, but lighter in body weight in the head-to-head. And that puts him top of the standings. So a belting start for him. And again, good, perfectly straightforward lift.
The bar is loaded to 140 kilograms for the first attempt from Ukraine.
Konstantin Panasiuk.
So to round off the opening round for Ukraine, Konstantin Panasiuk, bronze in the Ego World Cup back in May. So this for the best lift of the opening round.
Up. Commandé.
So for 140, Panasiuk,
Start. Namaskar.
well supported.
Back.
Should be happy with what they've seen. It's 2 out of 3, and Panasiuk takes the lead at the end of this round.
Loaders, please load the bar to 110 kilos, red high 17.
Well, good lifting by Panasiuk. And that has him with the advantage. The last 4, the higher ones, were all successful. 3 of the first 9 in that first round missing out.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 110 kilograms for the second attempt from Ivory Coast.
Jean Elvis Yapo.
So now Jean Elvis Yapo of Côte d'Ivoire missed 110 in the opening round, so going for it again.
You prepare Brett Heinrichs.
To get on the board, 1 of 3 missing out in the opening round.
Quand tu peux, c'est toi le maître. Quand tu peux, tu prends ton bouquet. Quand tu peux, tu le diminues.
So 110 for Jean Elvis Yapo. Again, a bit of
Mettre
time.
dans tous les
with
stades.
the lift.
Vas-y. Le fleur. Monte. Ok. Là, c'était bon.
Certainly had cleaner lines.
Good.
He's got it right across the board. Puts him into 7th position.
Loaders, please load the bar to 110
Strong, solid lift by Jean Elvis Yapo. And that's him up and running. No problem with that. Up and clean.
The bar is loaded to
Might have had a little worry, but
110 kilograms for the
all
second
good.
attempt from United States of America.
Brad Heinrichs.
So Brad Heinrichs, who had the first successful lift of the competition with 105, coming now 112 for the United States. This to go into 6th position.
We prepare Takashi Kato.
So 112 for Heinrichs to climb back up again. That's a problem. That's a big difficulty. He got it raised, but he's not going to be given that.
No lift.
Lost his way in the way up.
Loaders, please load the bar to 113 kilos, red high 11.
So has to get that sorted out for the second round. Probably will be coming back at that particular weight.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 113 kilograms for the second attempt from Japan.
Kato Takashi.
Representante de Japón, Kato Takashi.
Takashi Kato, 113, having missed 110 in the first round. This again to go into 6th place.
We prepare Vedaste Niyonzima.
So 113, sticking with the original plan of weights.
Start.
So Kato at 113. See if that one goes his way.
Good.
And it does. It's another split call. The first one at 110 went against him, but this one at 113 successful for Takashi Kato. And it goes into 6th position. So only one lifter then out of the 9 yet to be successful. Those who missed to this point in round 1 have got their second attempt right.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 116 kilograms for the second attempt from Rwanda.
Vedaste Niyonzima.
Vedaste Niyonzima of Rwanda, who cleared 115 last time, is adding 1 kilo to the bar to 116. Keep him in 6th spot. For the moment at least.
We prepare Egidijus Valciukas.
Referee Mark Chaplin of Slovakia, along with Mahmoud El Shabani of Egypt and Hossam Mohammed of Malaysia. 116 for Vedaste Niyonzima.
Start. Up. Rack.
That was up very swiftly. Might have added one or two more to that because he's got the 116 quite simply.
Loaders, please load the bar to
Defending fifth spot very well.
160 kilos, rack high 2.
Good quality lift and clean.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 116 kilograms for the second attempt from Lithuania.
Egidijus Valciukas.
Representante de
Dimitrios,
Lituania.
Valciukas of Lithuania, who missed at 116 in the first round. The other two who suffered that have been successful with their subsequent attempts.
Be prepared to chew Nishizaki.
So Valciukas. And this to go fifth above Niyonzima. It would match him on the 116, but he would go in front on the head-to-head.
Start.
116 then for Valciukas. And again, not thought to be clean enough. It's one out of the three.
Loaders, please
He'll
load
have
the
to
bar
return
to
and
125
work out how to
kilos,
straighten that out.
rack high 12.
Means he's still without a mark in this competition.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 135 kilograms for the second attempt from Japan.
Nishizaki Tetsuo.
So for Japan, going now for 135. That's Nishizaki. Got 130 in the opening round to set the ball rolling on the heavier lifts very well. This will put him third, tying with Serkan Sakmaz, but overtaking him on the head-to-head.
Be prepared, Serkan Sakmaz.
Nishizaki would join both Sakmaz and França, but the Brazilian slightly lighter body weight by 120 grams. $135 then.
Start. Rack.
Good.
All clear. And into third place with that 135, Tetsu
Loaders,
Nishizaki.
please load the bar to 140 kilos, rack high 6.
Very good, solid lift again by Nishizaki. So that's 2 out of 2 for him so far, same as Niyonzima, the only two who've managed it so far.
Thank you.
But the next
bar is
3
loaded
can
to
match that if they can, and they're the
140 kilograms for a second
main
attempt from Turkey.
3 weights of this round.
Çakmaz.
So Serkan Çakmaz of Turkey aiming for 140.
Serkan Çakmaz.
With coach Semih Ceylan.
We prepare Maria Franca.
So 140. Got it raised. But we'll have a bit of trouble here, I think.
No
Yep,
raised.
all 3 against. So denied at 140, clearing 135.
140
back.
kilos, rank height 13. Thank you. The bar is loaded to 140 kilograms for second attempt from Brazil.
Ciao Maria
Not
Franca.
terribly straight, so
Representante de
something to
Brasil,
review next time around. I would have put him joint second. I would have put him second. Vedaste would have taken it on the head-to-head. But João Maria França, who is also aiming for 140, would take the lead with this because he's the lightest body weight of those going for this mark. To match Panasiuk's 140 from the first round. For the lead at the end of round 2.
Start. Back.
No dramas.
Good.
All the lights. He's our new leader. Fabulously done by João Maria França. Still only 22, turned 22 a few weeks ago. And excelling in this. Interesting to see how him, Panasiuk, and let's say Çakmaz can go, Nishizaki as well. Amongst those who are to come in Group A.
Thank you.
So França in front, but he can have the lead whipped away again by the man who's just been knocked into second place from Ukraine,
Konstantin Panasiuk.
Konstantin Panasiuk.
Representante de Ucrania, Konstantin Panasiuk.
On the way.
We prepare Brett Heinrichs.
So Panasiuk from Odessa aiming for 145. This will be the outright lead going to the final round of Group B.
Yes, him. Up. Start. Moska. Up. Back.
Solid and quick and good. 2 out of 3. Takes the lead in 145. 5 clear of João Maria França.
140 kilos, rank height 10.
That'll fit the bill. They were spot on with it.
Thank you. The bar is is loaded to 114 kilograms.
I'll be aiming for 150 in the next round.
States of America.
Brad Heinrichs.
Brad Heinrichs, who missed out at 112, is still adding a couple of kilos to the bar anyway. This for 114. This to push him up into 6th position, currently 8th, with Valciukas still without a mark. So Brad Heinrichs wrapping up his competition.
Start.
That's going to be too much. We missed 112, again out at 114. So his best mark, 105.
Loaders, please.
Currently has him in
load
8th place in this Group B out of the 9.
Rank high 2.
Put way too much in the bar for this occasion and wasn't going to get any better than that. So Heinrichs missing out his last two, 112 and 114. Next to go somebody who's missed his 2 attempts to date.
The bar is loaded to 116 kilograms for 3rd attempt from Lithuania.
Egidijus Valciukas.
Egidijus Valciukas of Lithuania. And again, he's out for 116. Now, if he gets this, he goes into 5th position above Vedaste Niyonzima.
Be prepared, Takashi, Kato.
Twice previously unsuccessful at. Now going for it again.
Start.
This to avoid being wiped out altogether with 3 no lifts, but that's what's happened. 2-1 against again.
Loaders, please. Load the bar to
And again, there was one in his favour, as has been the case all the way through, but just could never convince a second judge on each individual lift. So reds all the way, and no mark for Egidijus Valciukas of Lithuania. Gave it a good stab, and each time as well, I felt more hopeful about that one, only to have that
to 117 kilograms
hope
for
crushed.
3rd attempt from Japan.
Kato Takashi.
Representante de Japón, Kato Takashi.
So Takashi Kato of Japan cleared 113 in the previous round, which is a very good effort, and this to add 4 to it, 117. And this to put him again into 5th place.
Be prepared, Vedaste, Niyonzima.
In round 2. This for 117. Kato, 117.
Start.
Again, just too heavy. And like Heinrichs before him going for a weight that he wasn't able to lift, but always worth having a stab at it so you don't have to wonder how you'd have done. So Kato stays in 6th place with that lift of 113. 113 in round 2.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 118 kilograms for the third attempt from Rwanda.
Vedaste Niyonzima.
So now from Rwanda, and 3 attempts all really close to each other. Vedaste Niyonzima, 115 and 116 he's got so far, this for 118, and again it will keep him in 5th place. Well, he's shown very good lifting abilities thus far. Cleared 115 and 116 quite well, and it's again another lift where they've not elected to put a lot more on the board. 118 again.
Back.
May not have been as straight. But he's not going to be given that one. 1 out of the 3 in his favour. That might have been a good weight to try in the second round, having cleared 115 prior to that. So 5th he remains. And obviously it's all about the positions. Where he's gone for 120 or 130. That's the mark that still would have him in 5th place.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 120 kilograms for the third attempt from Ivory Coast.
Jean Elvis Yapo.
So Jean Elvis Yapo, having needed 2 attempts to go for 110, is adding 10 kilos to the bar, aiming for 120. Send him to 5th place, and then a major leap up for the rest to wrap up this 3rd round. From Handy Sport Korhogo, that's his club, Abidjan. Yapo for 120, 5th in Group B he would be, and at worst 14th overall.
Ne presse pas. Prends ton temps.
Jean Elvis Yapo, 120.
Allez. Okay. Rap.
Will it be Allez all the way?
No lift.
2 and against. So ends on 110, and that's 7th place for him. So 7th place. Still had one vote his way, one white with the 2 red. So not a huge way off, but not close enough.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 138 kilograms for third attempt from Japan.
Nishizaki Tetsuo.
Representante de Japón, Nishizaki Tetsuo.
So Tetsuo Nishizaki, 130 and 135 cleared so far, and this too puts him into 3rd position. So 138, the target here. Final attempt for Tetsuo Nishizaki, and he's got the last 2, 130 and 135, this at 138. Bit of resistance to push through. He'll be close to it, but doesn't get it. 135 he finishes on, and that for now is 3rd place, but can be overtaken if the next lift is a successful one. Nishizaki at 138,
No more changes.
and it was somewhat tentative, but not given.
141 kilograms for third attempt from Turkey.
Circa Chakmaz.
Representante de Turquía, cerca.
135 in the opening round, missed 140 in round 2, this for 141, and this to put him into 2nd place.
Net.
141.
Good.
And it will be given. Well, that was just what he was looking for. Puts him into 2nd place for the time being, with 2 lifters to go. He overtakes Jose Maria França. Had to go for 141 for that to happen. France having lifted 140, but the lighter body weight.
To 141 kilos, red car 13.
That is what France is going to go for now as well.
Loaders, please load the bar to 141 kilos, red car 13.
It's just adding 1 to the bar, having cleared 135 and 140. Still nobody managing to clear all 3 of their attempts. Obviously it's the highest one, that's the most important one.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 141 kilograms for third attempt from Brazil.
Maria Franca.
Jean Maria Franca from Brazil. He's cleared 135 and 140 so far. He's actually matched Serkan Shakmaz weight for weight. So Shakmaz missed in the second round and Franca got his. And this for 141 would put him back into second place going into Group A. So 141 again for the Brazilian based in Natal. Silver in Hungary at the World Cup there in May. 141. Followed through very well, and the Brazilians in the crowd will be even happier now. 3 out of 3 for France, and he's pulled it off. Goes into second place in the group. Means Panasiuk is the most successful then, but France, that was thumping lift, 141. And it may have only been an addition of a single kilo to his previous attempt, but it still sees him go past Serkan Shakmaz on the head-to-head. The final attempt to come, and it's to open up a serious lead.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 150 kilograms for third and final attempt from Ukraine.
Konstantin Panasiuk.
Representante de Ucrania.
The target for 150 by Konstantin Panasiuk of Ukraine. It's already cleared 140 and 145 so far.
Be prepared, David, to take.
And with João Maria Franca successful with all of his attempts, no one else has been, but Panasiuk can match that. 150 would see him lead for a couple of lifts into Group A at least.
Up. Get him. Up. Stand. Oscar.
150. Real strains. And it's
No lifts.
2 and against. So no lift by Panasiuk, but 140, 145. Performed well, and that has him into the lead going into Group A and the heavier attempts. So Group A, featuring some quality names. The reigning Paralympic champion, Roland Ezuruike of Nigeria. Former World and Paralympic champion, Wang Zhang of China. Taha Abdelmagid, who's been a World and Paralympic bronze medalist. Dimitrios Bakochristos has been a Paralympic bronze medalist. Patrick Ardon, a European bronze medalist. And Binh and Nguyen, currently the reigning Asian champion. So we'll kick off with Kazakhstan. And David Degtyarev, his first major championship, 21 years old, coached by Yuri Lesnikov. Coming out for 145. And this to put him in front straight away. Match Panasiuk's 145 from his second round, but lighter body weight from the head-to-head.
Start.
This to commence Group A. Flash of white on the board, flash of red, 2-1 in his favour. And that's the lead for Degtyarev of Kazakhstan. Long, long way to go. 178, the heaviest we'll see in the opening round. Good quality. Nicely assured.
The bar is loaded to 150 kilograms for first attempt from France.
Patrick Ardon of France next to go, aiming for 150 in this opening round. Was originally pitching at a 157. European bronze medalist from Election in 2013 and fourth in the last Europeans in Ege 2 years ago.
Ezuruike, Mohsen, Bakhtiar.
Ardon didn't register a mark in the Paralympic Games in Rio. Had a bit of misfortune, quite a few of his global championship events, but this 150 and to put him in front.
1 minute.
Start. Stop. Black.
Let's see if he's got off the mark here. He's missed out. 2-1 against. No mark in Rio. Finished 6th in London 2012. 7th in the last World Championships in 2014 in his previous Worlds. Going back to 2002 in Kuala Lumpur, he was disqualified in that.
Loaders, please load the bar to 153 kilograms, ranked by 15.
So Ardon denied with his first attempt and had gone in quite a lot more conservatively than he was first planning to.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 153 kilograms for first attempt.
Ardon denied at 150. So now 153, Mohsen Bakhtiar for Iran. And this looking for a new junior world record attempt. Bakhtiar, who was 10th in the last World Championships in Dubai in 2014. It was just before his 16th birthday. We've had 14 junior world records so far. This for the lead at 153 for Bakhtiar. Aiming for a new junior world record of 153.
Start. Black.
Going to be a tight one. Oh, it's 2-1 against him. So he'll have to come back and have another stab. Obviously, that's what's being sought, at least in the next number of attempts. For Mohsen Bakhtiar. That's not going his way, but he'll have a couple more at 153, a couple more shots at that junior world record.
The bar is loaded to 160 kilograms for the first attempt from Egypt.
Taha Abdelmagid.
Taha Abdelmagid of Egypt.
Taha Abdelmagid.
Bronze at London 2012 and at the 2010 World Championships in Kuala Lumpur. And he won gold in the EGO World Cup earlier this year. Fourth, the last Worlds in 2014. This would be the lead by 15 for Abdelmagid over Degtyarev and Panasiuk, if he gets it.
Start.
Abdelmagid at 160.
Back.
Will struggle on the uplift. May get the benefit of the doubt, and he does from the ball. And he's our new leader, 3 out of 3, 160. Taha Abdelmagid for Egypt. From Cairo. Good successes at the start of the decade. Those World and Paralympic bronzes, and ahead of affairs right now. Strong lifting.
Bar is loaded.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 161 kilograms for the first attempt from Egypt.
Hossam Elgafary.
Hossam Elgafary of Egypt. Staying in the same country, aiming for 161. Originally 169 was his target. Elgafary in his first major championship at the age of 32. For Elgafary. Abdelmagid clearing 160 a few moments ago. This for an Egyptian 1-2 for the time being, with 4 coming again to lift at the end of round 1.
Start. Rack.
Got it raised, but I wonder. Now it's 2-1 against Elgafary. So that Egyptian double at the top of the table, if it's to come, it'll have to come at the end of the second round, and they'll have to hope that the next 4 we see have their problems. Elgafary missing out at 161. a split call, but that went against them 2-1.
The bar is loaded to 170 kilograms for first attempt from China.
Wang Zhang.
Representante de China.
Wang Zhang for China,
Jian.
gunning for 170 and the lead. 2006 world champion. Olympic champion, Athens 04. First medal coming in Atlanta in 1996. Of his 6 Paralympic Games, he's won medals in 5 of them, including silver in Rio. Injured for the only Paralympic title he didn't win in 08, but he still competed in it. Finished 5th.
Start.
Wang Jian at 170. Very effective, very good, Wang Jian. A new leader. 2 out of 3 for Wang Jian from YB.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 170 kilograms for first attempt from Greece.
Dimitrios Bakochristos.
Representante de Grecia.
Next up for Greece, Dimitrios Bakochristos. Paralympic bronze in Rio. The reigning European champion from Eger in 2015. Sixth in his last World Championships in Dubai in 2014. Monastiriali. So Bakochristos going again for 170. To match Wang Jian, but this would put him in front on body weight in the head-to-head. Bakochristos 170.
Start.
For Greece.
Track.
Yep, 3 out of 3. Originally was aiming at 175, but wise choice to move down to 170. And that puts him into the gold medal position for now, with 2 rounds to go and 2 lifters to go in the opening round. So 2 more lifts in excess of this. That was good solid lifting from the Greek.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to
The 2015 European champion and 2013 silver medalist for the Europeans.
Ezuruike.
Roland Ezuruike now for Nigeria. The reigning Paralympic champion from Rio last year and Commonwealth Games silver in Glasgow in 2014 from Abawa, coached by Felicitine Are. Originally, he put himself down for 160 and then decided actually he can go a lot heavier than that. Lifted 200 for the Paralympic record in the 54 in Rio, and he won that by 30. Just missed out when he had a world record attempt to beat Sheriff Ottman's 205. Started off in Rio with 185, which is successful. He was good with all 3 of his lifts there, so 175. That was a cracking looking
Good.
throw, and it's 2 out of 3 for Ezuruike, and he's our new leader, 175. 2 out of 3. Solid lift, very good lifting. 10 kilos lower than what he first went for in Rio when he lifted the Paralympic gold. Ezuruike away, 175. Sheriff Ottman still holds the world record, 205 for Egypt. And to wrap up this opening round of Group A in the 54 kg weight division, Binh Nguyen of Vietnam, 178 is his target. The reigning Southeast Asian and Asian Games champion. Taken at the last 2 Asian Games, Kuala Lumpur this year, Singapore in 2015, Asian Championship gold in Almaty in 2015, and Asian Games gold in Incheon 3 years ago. In terms of global championships, 4th at London 2012, 4th in the last World Championships in Dubai, but no mark in Rio. Went to lift 178, 3 times there, didn't get it at all, and it would have been the silver medal had he been able to get it, but not advanced. Binh Nguyen of Vietnam, 178. And that'll get rid of the voodoo sign that number may have had for him. 2 out of the 3, Binh Nguyen, the leader, going into the second round. And trotting off the stage so quickly. Very little going wrong. So 178 in round 1. He'll be going for 181 in round 2 to re-establish the lead.
Mohsen, Bakhtiar.
So now quite a few attempts coming in at 153 here, and the heavier in body weight from Iran is Mohsen Bakhtiar, and again having a go at the junior world record. That's currently at 148, set by the Greek Piskalis Koulamoglu, set at the last World Championships in Dubai, April 2014. So 153 from Mohsen Bakhtiar as he attempts another new junior world record. Missed out on 153 last time. That was 2-1 against. For the new junior world record. Well, he's got it raised. It looks better than the last one, but we'll see if there's agreement on it in a good way, and there's not. It's 2-1 against again. So a couple of goes at a new junior world record, but Bakhtiar hasn't been successful yet and in danger of being wiped out with no successful attempt and no finishing position. Largely good, but just a couple of tweaks, obviously.
The bar is loaded to 153 kilograms for the second attempt from Kazakhstan.
Degtyarev.
Representante de Kazajistán, Degtyarev.
Degtyarev of Kazakhstan, coming now at 153. Degtyarev. 1-4-5 in the opening round. This for an extra 8, and if successful, he'll stay in 6th place, but will be defending it a lot more strongly as Bakhtiar missed 153 just now, and Patrick Ardon is going for it next. Degtyarev in his first major championship. It'll be a split decision, 2-1 against.
Loaders, please load the bar to 153 kilos.
2 unsuccessful lifts at 153 in this second round. Bakhtiar and now Degtyarev. And he does have that 145 under his belt, with Bakhtiar not having that luxury to date.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 153 kilograms for 7th attempt from France.
Patrick Ardon.
So Patrick Ardon of France going again at 153. Having missed 150 in the first round, he's sticking to his plan. Originally from Martinique, but living in Paris now, coach Alexis Kourou. (2013) European bronze. 4th 2 years later. For Ardon. So Ardon at 153. This to put him onto the board and to put him into 6th position. Just missed out last time. And even though he's put an added 3 on to what was an unsuccessful weight, that looks like his fate could change here, and it has! 3 out of 3, Patrick Ardon. And he's on the board, and he's in the top 6 in 6th place. Bakhtiar missing his 2 so far. One more. The first round misses to follow. But Patrick Ardon, 153. And he is off the mark. Really, really good lift by Ardon.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 161 kilograms for 7th attempt from Egypt.
Hossam Elgafary.
So the 2 Egyptians to follow in this is Hossam Elgafary. Missed 161 in the opening round, and now looking for 161 again. First major championship. This would put him into 5th place. He would still be 9 kilograms outside the medals, though. With a try. Elgafary. It's a real strain. Went up slowly. Will he be given it? 2-1 against. Bit of extra speed next time. Elgafary is still not on the board. 2 misses, same as Mohsen Bakhtiar. That at 153, Elgafary at 161. Took a while for it to get up. Penalised as a result, 2-1 against.
Taha.
Still in Egypt, Taha Abdelmagid. Looking for 162, and this would put him fifth if he gets it. 170 is the base for the top four so far. Abdelmagid with an extra 2 going on the bar compared to that successful lift to 160 in the opening round. Twice a major championship bronze medalist, London 2012 and the Worlds in Kuala Lumpur 2010. Caro, excellent result though in Hungary when he won the World Cup event there in the north, Eger, near the Polish border. Abdelmagid, 162. A little bit went backwards, and the bar may not have been straight either,
No lifts.
and not brought his way, but still just 2-1 against.
Loaders, please load the bar.
Majid then considered not to be very far away, considered by one of the referees to be spot on. That would have been fifth, but still no advance on his current placing, which sees him well behind the top four. And that's as it stands, not even
The bar is loaded
counting
to
if some of these attempts in round 2 will be good.
for second attempt from China.
Wang Zhang.
So Wang Zhang of China, 170 in the opening round. That currently has him in 4th place, but he gets this at 176. If he gets it, then he would go into the silver medal position. Was 22, actually, when he won his first World Championship medal, and 20 when he won his first Paralympic medal in Atlanta. Wasting any time either, is he, on the bench? Wang Jian is to go into 2nd place. Not the straightest near the top, and he will not be given it. Out of 3. Well, Wang Jian with 1 Paralympic gold, 2 silver, 2 bronze out of 6 games, and carrying a big injury in 2008, and still in 5th place there in Beijing in his home Paralympic Games. Was the defending champion going into it. So misses out 176, but still stays in 4th place.
Bar is loaded to 176 kilograms for second attempt from Greece.
Dimitrios Bakochristos.
Dimitrios Bakochristos of Greece back on the podium, gunning for 176, and this again would put him into the silver medal position. Paralympic bronze, reigning European champion. Olympic bronze in Rio as well. He's been involved in the family cheese business. Lifted 162, but 2 misses at 170 in winning Paralympic bronze. He's cleared 170 here. And this is an attempt at 176. Bakochristos at 176.
Start.
At its highest point, it was swinging a bit, so that's none out of 3 for him. 2 more attempts to go in this middle round. Bakochristos denied at 176. Still in the bronze medal position then. Wang Zhang in 4th place. They both lifted 170. Just as it reached the top there, it was waggling about a bit.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 180 kilograms for the 2nd attempt from Nigeria.
Roland Ezuruike.
Representante de Nigeria.
Roland Ezuruike for Nigeria. Cleared at 175 in the opening round, and this for 180. This for the lead. Lying in 2nd place overall. Reigning Paralympic champion. With his lifts of 185, 190, 200. Aiming a little more conservatively at this. This would still be the lead. Ezuruike at 180 then for Nigeria.
Start.
Well, that seemed really straightforward.
Good.
And he's got it right across the board. 3 out of 3. And our new leader at 180, Roland Ezuruike.
Loaders, please load the bar to 181.
He couldn't have asked much better than that. Well, he was originally going for 160 in the opening round, which would have had him seated 6th, but instead started off seated 2nd with 175, cleared that, now 180, easy as you like, and made it look easy. 180, our new leader.
Thank you. The bar is loaded
Paralympic
to
champion, that is.
181 kilograms for the 2nd attempt from Vietnam.
Binh and Nguyen.
And now Binh and Nguyen of Vietnam. 178 in the opening round, this for 181. To regain the advantage going into the final round. The reigning Southeast Asian Games and Asian champion. Kuala Lumpur, Almaty, and in Jian, Kuala Lumpur with the Asian Para Games next year, as well as the Asian Games in Almaty with the next World Championships in 2019. So it's the tried and tested venues. Eger pops up a lot as well in Hungary, hosting a lot. And Dubai. So, Binh and Nguyen, Vietnam, 181 for the lead.
Start.
181. Got it raised. This to retake the lead, but he won't. All 3 going against. Which means Roland Ezuruike leads going into the final round with 180. Nguyen in 2nd place for Vietnam, 178. And Bakochristos 3rd for Greece, 170, with Wang Zhang also on 170. Well, his reaction when he was coming off the bench, suggesting he thought it was good, but they all went against.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 100.
So back to the drawing board for him.
For the 3rd attempt from Iran.
Mohsen Bakhtiar.
So Mohsen Bakhtiar returns, aiming for a new junior world record. That 148, this 153. And this to go 7th into the final round. 19 years old. Bakhtiar. 2 attempts already at 153.
Start.
This is the third and last for a new junior world record. To get him on the board, the last section's really tough. And as a result, it is no lift for Bakhtiar. And it means he's wiped out as well. He did go high. 149 would have been good for a junior world record, or even 148 and equal it, but went a little bit higher to make it firmly his own. And he has not had success there. So no mark for Mohsen Bakhtiar.
The bar is loaded to 154 kilograms for third attempt from Kazakhstan.
Degtyarev.
Representante de Kazajistán.
So after that drama, Degtyarev of Kazakhstan missed 153 last time, adding one more to it for 154. So Ezuruike going for gold. The Paralympic champion. 185 was the lowest of his lifts, and he got them all, apart from his 4th world record attempt. This for 184. This to put big pressure on, this to be world champion. Now it's going to be a split call. Is it going to be going his way? It's not. It's 2-1 against Ezuruike. Door is open for Nguyen to get the gold.
Loaders, please load the bar to 100.
2-1 it was. He finishes with 180, which is still the gold medal position. But it may not be for much longer. It's out of his hands now.
The bar is loaded to 184 kilograms for third and final attempt from Vietnam.
Binh and Nguyen.
Representante de Vietnam, Binh and
So Ezuruike still leads, but can now be overtaken by Binh and Nguyen. Cleared 178 in the opening round, which he wasn't able to do with 3 attempts in Rio. Ended up without a mark there. He's cleared 178, missed 181. Everybody has missed their 3rd attempt in Group A. Only 2 successful in Group B, so out of 17 final round attempts, only 2 successes. This is the 18th. This is the last to go. This is the lift for gold. Binh and Nguyen, Vietnam for 184. Ezuruike leading at 180. Nguyen currently silver medal 178. Bakochristos the bronze 170. For Vietnam's 2nd gold. Binh and Nguyen. He's got it raised. Oh, 2-1 against. And it is silver for Nguyen of Vietnam. And way off in the bowels of the stadium, behind the stage, you can hear Ezuruike celebrating. All the final round lifts have been missed. And it's silver for Nguyen, 2-1. The first vote did go his way, but the other 2 did not. Coach liked it. And Nguyen is all those gold medals from an Asian basis. He's never won a global championship gold. He now has his first global championship medal, but it's a silver. 178 the best for him. Ezuruike of Nigeria getting the gold. Nguyen may ask for that to be reviewed, just to let you know, in 2nd place. But it says Ezuruike the gold, and Nguyen the silver, and Bakochristos the bronze, with Wang Zhang on the head-to-head down in 4th place, and that is now going to be reviewed in Nguyen's.
damas y caballeros, así concluye la categoría de 54 kilogramos.
So for now, Nigeria gold, Vietnam silver, Greece bronze, and the medal ceremony to follow.